Shalom, giving our praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Makabidash, the belongs to the apostles, elder bishops, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect out there. This is your brother, the priest, Desire One from GMS Atlanta, back with another edifying video. Another Motb update. Hey, every day, man, it's something new. It's something progressing towards what will eventually lead to the micro C hip, the RFID implant, the prophecy of the mark of the beast will be fully fulfilled soon. And all the countries around the world are setting up the digital ID systems for that very purpose. So I'm going to try to make this short. This here says Bangladesh to integrate unique business identity and digital ID for e-commerce companies. So we have another country setting up digital ID, and it's full steam ahead on the elite's agenda. I don't think, listen, we're coming to a time to where everything is about to change. Not just here in America, not just in Europe. This is a worldwide global thing that is about to take place. The elites of Esau just need the right crisis to set things off in motion to where they have pretty much the full consent of the people. Meaning what? It goes back to the Hegelian dialectic. Pressure from above, pressure from below. The pressure comes from above on the people, and then the people push up from below for the governments to do something. And what the governments are going to do when these crises take place is they're going to say, okay, the solution is everyone is going to be mandated to take these digital IDs, whether you have these wearables, whether you use these digital ID cards, you have to download these apps on your phone. Everything is going to go digital. Trump just signed off on the, what was it, last week he signed off on the big, beautiful bill. Then he got the Genius Act, stablecoin signed, or last month or whatever. Anyway, earlier this month, so even the government's here is setting up for a shift, which is mainly going to come to the global economy and to the local and regional economies around the world. All right, so once again, this is Bangladesh to integrate unique business identity and digital ID for e-commerce companies. So you want to shop online, they're going to have to be tied to the digital system, the digital ID system. Listen, of course, computers, everything is digital, but there's a digital identification system that is being set up around the world, which is going to create a central database for your business information and your personal information. You're going to be tracked. That's why they want to put the chip in everybody. So it says the Bangladeshi government will roll out a unique business identity, UBI, and not universal basic income, but unique business identity under a new central complaint management system. Like I said, they're centralizing this digital system to where they're going to know everything about you, everything about these businesses. Everything will be transparent to the powers that be behind the scenes. Because as I mentioned yesterday, they want to be like the Most High. All right? It says to stem the tide of fraud and tackle consumer complaints. So the selling point for these businesses with this digital ID system, and not just here in Bangladesh, but other countries as well, is to deal with fraud. That's why they want to introduce AI, and they want all this other extra to hoops and hurdles with this digital system. You know, they wanted to be a part of the system so they can know everything that's going on. It says State Minister of ICT Zunaid Ahmed Palak said that the Ministry of Commerce, with technical support from the ICT division, will oversee the initiative. Palak noted that consumers have filed a large number of grievances with the Directorate of Consumer Rights Protection, even though these online retailers employ just 150 people nationwide. So you shop online, you businesses, you have these online stores. Over there in Bangladesh, you're going to have to register with their digital ID unique business number. So everything gets a digital ID. These businesses, what does a business do? A business sells you a product or a service, and the people that buy are the consumers, which ties in with the prophecy, buy and sell. Okay? Matter of fact, let me read that. Gots to read it. Gots to read it. All right, Revelation 13, but I'm going to read verse, Revelation 13 and 17. Revelation 13 and 17, and that no man might buy or sell. So you won't be able to have a business unless you're tied to this digital ID system. That's what we're reading about here. Save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So everything has to be tied. If you're an individual person, you're going to have the implant. These businesses are going to have to be set up under the vibration of the number of the system. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, which is Esau, Edom, his number, and his number is 603, which when you're a business, what code do they use universally for business on products? The UPC code, the Universal Product Code, which when you look up the Universal Product Code, right, it is based upon 603. Now here it says the Universal Product Code barcode does not contain the number 666. Actually, it does when you break it down, but you have to go into these numbers because, as you can see here, let me see, each. So when you look here, right, you see that number in the middle? These two long lines represent a 3, as a matter of fact. Let's see here. I'm sorry, the two long lines represent a 3. Let me find a good image so you can understand. They're not going to come out and tell you that that's what it is, but people already figured it out. All right? So here you have it here. You see the 3 is one line here in the middle. See the 6, 2 lines, 2 long, right, a typical 6. And you can see the 6, and the 6 on the end, the middle, and the other end. And who sets up these barcodes? Businesses. If you go in the store, you buy something, that's 666. Okay? Now, the truth is out there, but if you want to be a part of this coming digital ID system, you're going to have to be tied into Esau's system. All of this is, even though it might be the East Indians, Bangladesh, the East Asians, the Orientals, whether it be the people of Taiwan, people of Japan, China, they all fall under the power of the so-called white man, the Edomites. It's their system that's being set up. Okay? It says the UBI system will launch in February, starting with e-commerce companies. So this is going into 2026, which will have to register with the UBI system to continue running their online operations. If they want to continue to sell, they're going to have the name or the number of the beast. We advise the customers to purchase products from only verified companies to avoid fraudulence, said Palak. Anyone can register a business with the UBI system, giving relevant information with national identity card number. So you want to set up a business, like it says in the prophecy, you want to buy and sell, you're going to have to be tied to the Motb and the name and the number of the beast. This is easy to understand if you pay attention, if your eyes are open. But you got to get the information to know how the prophecy works. So that's what we do. We take these news and the articles and this information and we filter it through the scriptures. That's what the men of the Lord, that's what the prophets do. The prophets don't just say before, the prophets also interpret. Matter of fact, let me show you. All right. Prophets also interpret prophecies, right? See? Yes, prophets often play a crucial role in interpreting prophecies, both those they deliver themselves and those given by others. So we are the prophets today. We're not necessarily saying anything that isn't in the scriptures when we teach, but we interpret what the other prophet said. It says, while prophets may receive a revelation, the meaning or application of that revelation can sometimes be unclear, requiring further interpretation. So there you go. Okay, so it says, while prophets may receive a revelation, the meaning or application of that revelation can sometimes be unclear, requiring further interpretation. This interpretation can involve seeking deeper understanding from the Most High, considering the context of the prophecy, and recognizing potential limitations in one's own understanding. Right? For example, John Revelator, what he was seeing in Revelation was a beast with 7 heads. He saw a woman riding upon the beast, a scarlet-colored beast, but he didn't understand that was talking about America and NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the revival of Rome. But we understand it now. See, the prophets give prophecies, but the prophets also interpret prophecies. So what we are really doing today, for the most part, is interpreting the prophecies that are that have come to pass, and also the prophecies that are yet to come to pass. Like, you got Israelites now saying that Jacob's trouble, we already went through Jacob's trouble. No, we haven't gone through Jacob's trouble, because when you read Daniel the 12th chapter, it says that Michael would stand up to defend the Israelites during that time of trouble. There has not been a time where the angels have come and defended our people in a time of trouble. So that prophecy of Jacob being in trouble has not come to pass yet. Slavery was the fulfillment of Deuteronomy 28th chapter. But we still have to go through a further time of trouble in these last days. So you Israelites need to get your facts straight. But you're not the prophets. We're the prophets. We here at GMS, we have the 100% truth, and we understand the prophecies. So what you need to do is just shut up and listen. Talking about these scoffers and scorners out there. We already been through. You ain't seen trouble yet. You ain't seen trouble yet. This man's about to come down hard on our people. You think he's coming down hard on the Hispanics, Northern Kingdom now? With these deportation and ICE agents coming? Nah, it's going to be way worse. So anyway, let's go back to this here. So you got Bangladesh setting up digital ID. Now this here, Vietnam. So it says Vietnam ramps up pace of digital transformation as biometric cleans up banking. Did I speak on this? I'm not sure if I spoke on this yesterday. So it says digital governance in Vietnam is gaining momentum, with nearly 40% of administrative procedures completed fully online in June. Database management practices have been adopted by 73 out of 84 government entities, and it's estimated a third of adults possess personal digital or electronic signatures, an 11-point increase since December 2024, reports the Voice of Vietnam. So these countries are moving ahead with this system. It says digital ID rollout continues with the Vietnamese government targeting foreigners residing in the country with the 50-day campaign from July 1st to August 19th. Foreigners who hold temporary or permanent residence cards in Vietnam are eligible for level 2 digital IDs, with the number now estimated to be around 100,000. So imagine this same system being tied to the mark, the implant. And you won't be able to have access in these countries or wherever you're at without being upgraded to a level 2 or 3. It's gonna be a different world out here soon when they introduce this Motb. It's gonna be a whole new different world out here. Okay? It's gonna be a whole new system. It's gonna be a whole new system. It says here, Biometrics takes out millions of potentially fraudulent bank accounts. So they're targeting the banks. They're setting up these systems in the bank. Let me just get these headlines here. All right, I said I didn't want to make this too long. It says Georgia mobile driver's license now valid at traffic stops. So here in Georgia, Atlanta, if you have a digital ID attached to your phone, then you can use it to show to the cops if you don't have your license. It says Louisiana wallet valid for TSA nationwide. Progress on digital ID moving fast and slow, with North Dakota launching the mobile driver's license in fall, and that's what they're calling it here in the U.S. Digital ID is the MDL. It says in Georgia, digital driver's licenses stored in secure mobile wallet apps are now valid for identification during traffic stops. News outlet 11 Alive says House Bill 296 is now law. A lot of things are going into law now on the state level and the federal level, marking the state's first step in embracing mobile driver's license technology. Another step closer to the Motb, y'all. For now, the law allows but does not compel law enforcement to accept these digital versions. So they can or they can't, they're making it optional, but eventually what you will need to have is the digital ID along with your implant. It's coming down to the wire. It's coming down to when this system goes fully online and they introduce this implant. Which is progress, it's gradual, but we're soon going to see things shift. State law enforcement agencies will have to start accepting digital IDs, okay, and must have equipment capable of verifying them, but not until July 1st, 2027. Ooh, Lord willing, it comes quicker than that. We're trying to get up. Lord willing, the implant comes quicker than that. You know, those of us that hope for let, we're looking to be delivered, man. Police have 2 years to procure the technology needed for digital identity verification, meaning drivers are well advised to carry their physical IDs until then. So we'll see. But they're putting it in place now that they can use the mobile driver's licenses at this point. So things are moving. So let me close out here. I'll close out here. I had a few more articles, but you get the point. You know, different countries, different states are moving forward with the digital ID system, and that's going to lead to the implant. All right, so with that, I'm close out. Hope the lesson was edifying. All praises goes to Yahweh Basham Yahushua by Hashem Makakwadash. Shalom.